Welcome to Beer to Me That Beer. We're gonna be cooking with me, David. The cool part about cooking with David is I'm gonna cook with either beer or some sort of alcohol, and I'm gonna try my best to find good recipes that are very doable, very easy, and delicious. So let's meet our beer today. Golden Road Brewing Brothers Brewed Milk Porter Braggot. The recipe is by Mark Oberlil and John Bodica from San Diego, California. Woot woot, 619-760-858, whatever you want to call it. It's 50% honey and 50% malt. And it's actually brewed with honey and lactose. So what am I going to make today with this beer? I'm going to make some pretty simple chicken bacon sandwiches with provolone cheese. But I'm going to put a honey and beer sauce, honey, and a beer that's brewed in 50% honey. Cool. So as bread, I'm going to use King Hawaiian's roll, because why wouldn't you? Some provolone cheese. You need a stick of butter, some bacon, a little bit of Dijon mustard, pepper, salt, garlic powder, red pepper flakes, chicken. I'm using breast and a little bit of milk to cream up the sauce near the end. One note about the chicken, I am not marinating it, but if you want to marinate it for at least 24 hours. Trust me, it helps. But I'm going to just do straight on the grill, just a little bit of seasoning. And I am drinking a beer during all this. It's called Call Me Ginger from Mother Earth up in Vista. Blonde ale brew with ginger and lemon. Made with real ginger. Let's get this started. So first things first, cut up your bacon strips in half and then cook them on a pan as you like. I recommend just cooking one side really crispy and the other not so crispy because you're going to put it in the oven later. Next, you're going to prepare your chicken. What I do is I slice them in half because these breasts are a little big. So just cut them down the middle. And then I use garlic powder and a ton of it. I use pepper, a lot of it. I use salt, a whole lot of salt. Then lay them down seasoned side into the pan. And then you season the top side the same way, and I add red chili flakes. And to cook the chicken, just kind of crisp them up. That's how I like my chicken. You can do it a little less crispy, but I like my chicken really crispy on top. So we're gonna make our honey and beer sauce, and we're using a milk porter Braggot. Braggot is 50% honey and 50% malt from Golden Road Brewing Brothers Brew. So put a half cup of that. I do a squirt of mustard, salt, pepper, and then I just kind of pour a lot of honey into it, and then a little bit more beer. Whisk that up. Make sure everything's nice and combined. It's gonna foam up, so it's all right. So using all that nice grease and fat from the bacon and the chicken, you're gonna scrape a little bit off the pan. Then you're gonna add a whole stick of butter and melt that nice and oh god, it looks so good. Sorry. Melt that. Then you're gonna add a little bit of milk, kind of to help it get into a sauce. Stir it around, make sure it's nice and melted. Then we're gonna add our honey beer sauce into it, and then just constantly stir and cook. I do a little bit of a medium heat, not boiling, because then it's gonna start kind of sticking to the bottom. So I want everything to boil nicely together and turn into kind of a gravy-like sauce. So as that's being made, we're gonna make our sandwich right now. So cut these Hawaiian rolls down the middle, just like the chicken. We're just gonna kind of stack everything onto it. So I chose provolone cheese for this. You can choose American cheddar, whatever you want, Swiss. I just felt like doing provolone. Then you can put your bacon on there. Oh yeah, all the bacon. All of it. Then throw your chicken. Look at that. Beautiful, right? So as that sauce is kind of still cooking, we're gonna throw this in the oven a little bit to melt the cheese, kind of bring the chicken back to heat, and the bread toasty. I add flour to this sauce just to thicken it up because it wasn't thickening as much as I thought it would without flour. So I just throw some flour in there, do it as you like. Just try to get that kind of thick sauce. Pull out your sandwich, and then I just covered the entire top with sauce, and look how awesome it came out. Just thick and gooey. So good. Cover it up and then cut it in pieces however you want. I cut it as a little, Hawaiian roll size. It's just very helpful. And I did it. Chicken bacon provolone cheese sandwiches with the honey and beer sauce made from the grease of the chicken and the bacon. Cook the bacon, then cook the chicken in the grease, and then cook the beer and the Dijon mustard, and I cannot wait. Fuck. Yeah. A little bit more sauce. It's so malty and thick. Money. I know all that grease and all that butter. And you just saw I had to add flour to thicken it, but you add a bunch of salt, flour taste goes away. Thanks, Golden Road. Thanks for watching Cooking with David.